Hey y'all, welcome back to Rosetta Vera. It's Danielle. I'm coming to you today with my May AliExpress haul. So I ordered a couple things from AliExpress. Kind of took a while for everything to show up. I think I got the last of everything yesterday. So the first thing I ordered actually came first. This was a shadow box miniature kit. So I ordered the Taste of Life kit. So it's called Corner of Happiness. It's a wonderful world of miniatures. Taste of Life is the kitchen set. It doesn't come with glue because you can't ship glue overseas, so I can't do anything with it until I get the appropriate glue. But it comes with everything to make this little kitchen scene. So some things come already together, like there's a fridge in here, like in the picture it says Sneg. I think it's supposed to be Smeg. I did open this up and take a quick look at it, but I'm kind of saving this to do when I finish my class for this semester, which I have one more week, and then I'm just working on my internship, so I have a little bit more free time. Also, I'm kind of concerned about doing something that requires glue in the middle of July and August when it's humid. So if I don't do this next month, it may be something I do in September, October. I do eventually want to move up to doing a dollhouse, but I figured this was a quick way for me to see if this is something that, you know, I have the dexterity to do, because there's a lot of little pieces in there. So like I said, everything comes in here. So you get like wallpaper for the wall and paper for the tiles on the floor, and there's like even a little fork in here. And the instruction manual is not in English, but I can use Google Translate to kind of walk me through everything. But there's pictures here, so you see like there's a little fork there, to kind of help you walk through it. We put the little toaster kit together. So there's also a light, and that was the thing that stood out to me, that it lights up. So I figured this would be a nice little project for me. I've always been interested in miniatures and dollhouses since I was a little kid, but I never had like a real dollhouse. So you know, I had this thing called the Littles that was out in the 80s. You know, it might even be late 70s. I'll try to put a clip in so you can see what it looks like. And you know, I had that, and my dad made me a dollhouse out of a cardboard box. That's another story. But anyway, this will be a project for me to do. So that was the first thing I bought. And then most of my other order was just stickers. So let me see what I want to start with. So first I got these vellums kind of paper stickers. I took them out the package just to move things along. So they come in different kits. So there's like 6 different styles, and I think I bought 3 of them. This was like a blue and white theme of letters and birds. So those are the first 2. So I'm trying to figure out the best way to use these. When I got them in the mail, I was surprised at how pale they are. I expected them to be a lot more vibrant. So I'm trying to think of like, how can I use these where you'll still get the, you know, the vibrancy of the pattern. I'm thinking they probably need to go on a solid background. Usually I use a lot of pattern cardstock for my projects, but I think this is something where I may need to put it on a darker background and then put it on something patterned. so that you don't lose the detail here. So that's the first kit. And then let's see, the second kit is cherry blossoms. So as a kid, I lived across the street from a park that had cherry blossoms. So cherry blossoms always remind me of my childhood. It is my favorite part of spring when the cherry blossoms bloom, that and magnolia trees. And we do have some where I live now. I've always had them in the neighborhoods that I lived in. A lot of people who aren't from New Jersey don't realize that, you know, cherry blossoms are a big deal in Jersey too. They always think it's the DC area. So that's that set. And then the next set has more of a vintage flavor. So, I mean, when I say vintage, I mean just older than 2021. Obviously, there's a keyboard and there's a cassette tape. That's within the past 20 years, so it's not super vintage. But you're definitely seeing like the old Polaroid, the old record player, Victrola. And then I bought some smaller kits, or not kits, but stickers. Everything for this AliExpress haul for May. I have to think about what I'm going to order for June, knowing that I probably won't get everything until July. But as always, like this video, subscribe if you want more content like this, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.